Hey everybody, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I have filmed a video and actually sat down and talked to you. So I took the month of May off of making videos for the most part, with the exception of our Les Miserables read-along, which you should check that out if you would like to read that with us. Coming up very soon in July, starting in July. So I did film one video in May, and then I kind of laid low a little bit and took a little break. So I am ready to jump back in. I've missed this. I've missed interacting with you guys, and I'm planning on being much more involved in the community for the summer, because starting in a week from right now, I will be on summer vacation from work. And so that's going to be amazing, and I will be reading more, I will be booktubing more, and I have a lot of fun and exciting plans for the summer, and I can't wait to take you along with me. One of those exciting plans is happening in June. Some of you guys know that I am a Southern California resident, and Christy, my very good friend Christy Lewis from the channel Dostoevsky in Space, lives in Northern California, which we are in the same state, so you'd think we would be pretty close to each other, like driving distance wise, but Northern California is basically like a different state practically than Southern California, and it's about an 8-hour trip. But in a couple of weeks I'm going to be driving up 8 hours to go visit Christy in person, and I'm really excited to hang out with her. So that is happening in the middle of June, so get pumped for that, because I'm pumped for that. I don't know how much reading I'll be doing in the very middle of June, but I do plan on reading as much as I can this month and just enjoying my time off and soaking in all the fun summer activities that I can do. So then when I saw that Shelf Space was putting on a Olympics readathon, I was all in, and I am on team Artemis, which Artemis is one of the coolest goddesses in my opinion. That is why I wanted to be on team Artemis. Vish is our team captain, my good friend Vish from Books with V, and so I could not ask for a better team. We are going to crush the competition. No other team stands a chance. There are a bunch of prompts for this. I know a lot of people are participating in this. You've probably heard about it already, but I will leave a picture of the prompts. And while there are 16 prompts here, I'm definitely not going to be reading 16 books in June, because I have never in my life read 16 books in 1 month, and I know that's not gonna happen this year. No way. But I might be able to read 7 or 8 books. I'm really being optimistic about that. And then if I do a little bit less than that, it's okay. But I do want to read a lot and get my team some good page count points. So first and foremost, I'm going to be completing the Artemis prompt. And the Artemis prompt is to read a book with night or moon in the title or the cover. And for that book, I'm going to go with Nightmare by Chad Nicholas. This book has showed up on maybe every TBR this year, and it just has not gotten read yet. And June is the month, because I will be starting with this one. I am determined to read this in June, and it is the Artemis prompt, so I absolutely am going to be reading this finally in June. This is a horror novel, which is out of my wheelhouse a little bit, but I've heard great praise for it, and I do enjoy horror in like a film setting. I just haven't read a lot of it in a book setting. So I'm excited to try this, and also to do a review on this one very soon. The next prompt that I would really like to try to complete is Eos, and that is reading a book that is first in a series. And this is another goal that has been on my TBRs maybe once or twice so far this year, but it is something that I did want to start reading this year, and that is The Wheel of Time. I have not read the whole Wheel of Time series. I have actually read this book, but back in like 2013, and I do not remember very much. I didn't rate it super highly back then. I think I gave it like 3 stars. I just remember not being super into this at first when I read it, but that was like 8 years ago now, so we will see how I feel about it this time around. And I am very determined to continue with the series because I have talked to a few people who I trust, and even like people that don't read a lot of fantasy all the time, and they have said that this is worth reading and it is worth getting through the whole series. So I'm jumping in. I want to start this 14 book series. 14. We can do it. And I just want to understand what all the hype is about with Wheel of Time. I also want to really quickly shout out Jade from Bedtime Bookworm because she is doing a very like casual, laid back read along of the Wheel of Time, and she has a Discord where you can kind of like go at your own pace and chat with people while you're reading, and I'm really excited to finally participate in that Discord. I joined that Discord several months ago, like when she first made it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then just didn't get around to rereading this one. So I am finally going to make this a priority in June. The next prompt that I would like to fulfill is Zeus, which is to read a book with a kingdom or a patriarchy in it, or at the center of it. And for that, I'm going to be continuing on, finally, with the Farseer trilogy with Royal Assassin. I read Assassin's Apprentice back in maybe November or something of last year, and then just never ended up continuing on. I think I started reading this and then got sidetracked by other things. But I remember the first chapter was really good and it had me hooked, and then I just didn't continue. So it is time to continue. Was really enjoying this, need to keep going, have heard great things, and even people who like didn't love the first book really liked the rest of the trilogy. So it is time for me to continue. Keeping the fantasy trend going, we're gonna try to pick up Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This would be for the prompt Nyx, which is read a book that is last in a series. So this is last in the Grishaverse trilogy, and I did read Siege and Storm this month. Well, actually, that's sort of a lie because I have about 1/4 of the book left right now, but I am going to finish it this weekend because I know it's going to go by super fast for me. These are super fast reads, and so I'm going to finish that this weekend before we get to June, and then I'll be able to get into the third book for June. I also recently watched the TV show for Shadow and Bone, the new one on Netflix, and really liked it. It was a lot of fun, and so I've just been really inspired to read the Grisha books finally. I've been sort of dragging my feet on them. Again, kind of the same thing. Read the first book and then didn't continue on for a while. But now I've got most of the second book under my belt. Would love to just wrap up this trilogy this month. The next prompt I would like to try is Aphrodite, which is to read a book with a beautiful cover. And for this one, I feel like maybe I'm cheating a little bit. Okay, no, I'm not cheating. But this is a pretty cover. Is it the most beautiful cover I've ever seen? We're gonna say it is for the sake of this competition. No, but it is. It is really pretty, right? It's got a pretty house, nice and kind of pastoral. And also, there's a lot of more beautiful covers of Mansfield Park. So I feel like I can count this, even though I don't own the most beautiful cover. But Mansfield Park has some beautiful covers out there in the universe. We're counting it. I am reading Mansfield Park with Amanda from her Pacific Northwest Washington Life, and also with Mary Jo Hedrick. So we are doing a Jane Austen book club this year, and I actually was a late addition. They started with Sense and Sensibility, and I didn't read that with them, but then I jumped in for Pride and Prejudice, and we did a live show over on Mary Jo's channel, so I'll link that below if I remember to do that. And then next we are doing Mansfield Park. We're actually reading all of Jane Austen's novels in publication order, so if you want to do that with us, we're taking about like one book every 2 months. So in June we are planning on doing a live show, I believe at the end of June, for Mansfield Park. This is one that I have not seen an adaptation for, and I really don't know much about the premise, and the back of the book definitely surprises me a little bit, because I guess adultery is maybe a theme, a central theme in this book, which is unusual for a Jane Austen novel. So we'll see. I don't know, maybe this one will surprise me and it'll be one of my favorite Jane Austens. I have no idea. I really don't know much about the premise. Let me know if you want to read along with us too, and definitely go check out Mary Jo's channel. That's where we'll have our live stream. And also make sure you're following Amanda too on Instagram. The next prompt that I'm going to try to fulfill is the Hermes prompt, which is to read a book that features either travel or a quest or a vacation. And for this book, I'm going to go with Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is his latest novel, and this is also Michael Knipp's Patreon buddy read. So that is a reason that I wanted to try to include that book on my June TBR. The only thing that kind of concerns me about this book is while it's getting very good reviews, the premise kind of sounds exactly like The Martian in some ways. We have a man traveling through space who has lost some memory in this book. And I think part of the book is him trying to figure out, like, why is he traveling through space and why did he lose his memory and what is his purpose? So, sounds very ambiguous of a plot, but I have seen some rave reviews already for this. So I gotta check it out. And it's been a while since I've read like a really true sci-fi novel. So I think it's time. The next two books are actually both buddy reads with David Wiley, and this is not just a buddy read for me and him. This is open to anyone who wants to do it with us, and I have some channels for it in my Discord as well. So if you end up wanting to read some of these next couple books with us, either one or both of them, definitely hop over to the Discord and join us for that. But David Wiley, who is a new booktube friend of mine, really enjoying his channel, and the books that he's reading, his tastes very much align with mine. So if you like my channel, you'll probably like his channel as well. But this next book is going to fall into the Apollo prompt for the readathon. And so for the Apollo prompt, you are supposed to read a book in a non-traditional format. So that could be poetry or graphic novel. And so this is actually an epic poem. It is a medieval poem. And so David Wiley is very into medieval literature, and I am very intimidated by medieval literature because I just haven't read a lot of it and don't really know where to start usually. So I decided I have to do this. I have to kind of spread my wings a little bit and try something new. So I am going to be reading this along with them. I don't think it's terribly long, but it is kind of a long epic poem as far as poems go. But I think it's only maybe 200 pages or so. So this is Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I believe it's following an Arthurian legend, and that's really all I know. I don't know medieval stuff, so I don't know what to say about this one. But I'm going to try it, and then hopefully I will have more coherent things to say about it. So if you want to join along with us, hop into my Discord and let us know that you are joining. And then the next one that I'll be reading with David, and you are so more than welcome to read along with us, is Pilgrim's Regress by C.S. Lewis. I might be stretching this one a little bit. I'm not sure it fits one of the prompts, but I understand that the main character goes to an island and maybe travels through an ocean to get to an island. So I'm using this for Poseidon, which is to read a book involving ocean or water or rivers. I'll have to read it to really know if it fits that prompt, but we'll see. If it doesn't fit a prompt, oh well, I'll still be reading this. But Pilgrim's Regress interests me very much because I've been reading a lot of C.S. Lewis this year so far. I did recently the Space Trilogy, which is how I met David Wiley. That's how he found my channel. And so been reading the Space Trilogy, and then did Mere Christianity with a lovely group of ladies that did a read-along of that last month. I also recently read Abolition of Man for the first time. So it has been a year of C.S. Lewis. That's already, 5 C.S. Lewis books? So why not keep it going? David wants to do an Inklings Read-Along, where I think every month he's planning on reading a book that's part of the Inklings group, which if you don't know the Inklings, it was kind of this inner circle of writers that were friends, and that consisted of J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, a bunch of other people, a couple other people, can't remember their names. I really only know C.S. Lewis and Tolkien. Those are the only Inklings that I've read from, but would like to read from others. So I just thought that was a great idea. I wanted to jump into that as well. So also have a Discord page for Pilgrim's Regress. So if you would like to do that with us, definitely let us know. But this book really interests me because it was the first book that C.S. Lewis wrote after his conversion to Christianity, and it's also a play on Pilgrim's Progress, which is a book that I haven't read, and I might do a little like synopsis reading so that I can kind of see some of the parallels, because I'm sure C.S. Lewis is going to parallel Pilgrim's Progress quite a bit, because this is a play on that title. So I would really like to read this in the month of June, hoping to get to it. And that's probably as ambitious as I should be for this readathon. 8 books will surprise me. If I can do 8 books, I will be surprised, because I have not read 8 books in a month in a really long time. I have done it, I think, before, but it's been a while. But if I'm going to do it, it's going to be in June or July. It's going to be in a summer month when I'm not working. Please let me know, are you participating in this readathon? And if you are, I'm sorry if you're not on my team, because you're going down. But definitely let me know if you're participating, in all seriousness. I would love to know. And let me know what team you're on so I can root for your team and also compete against your team. Or just generally let me know what you're excited about reading in the month of June. If you're not doing this readathon, if you're doing other things, let me know. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of other things that I wanted to participate in as well. So I know that there's always activities, always read-alongs going on in June. So let me know what you're excited about this month. Don't forget to check the description box down below for links to the people's channels who I mentioned today, and also for other links to other places where you can follow me and connect with me. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Guys, it is so fun to be talking to you again and be making videos again. I hope to put out a lot more content this month, so be sure to stick around and yeah, hit the little bell icon so you don't miss any. And I hope you have a wonderful June reading month. Keep reading great books, and until next time, bye-bye.